like to call to order the regular council meeting of March 9, 2020. Mr. Christian, would you please call the roll?
Campbell.
Here.
Sensi.
Here.
Council Magno.
Here.
Gibbons. Here. Hannon. Present. Harrison. McLean. Here. Mowry. Here. O'Brien.
Present. Okay, at this time, can we stand for the Pledge of Allegiance? Just for the people in the audience, items E, F, G, and H have been removed from the agenda. And at this time, I would like to turn to chair announcements. The executive session of council was conducted on March 9th, 2020 for personnel and legal issues. At this time, I'd like to return to the reports to the officials and our library director's report.
Good evening. My name is Christine. I'm the director of Your Public Library, where we provide opportunities to explore, learn, create, and connect. Usually in March of every year, I kind of do a state of the library report, so I have a few things I'd like to talk about. At the end of 2019, 38% of Bethel Park residents have an active library card, and to be active, that means it's been used in the last 2 years. 159,078 people visited the library in person in 2019. So that's 591 people on a typical 12-hour operating day. It's a lot of people using our bathrooms. 24,605 people, that's birth through adult, attended one of our 1,284 free classes or programs. Of those classes or programs, 185 were considered STEM programs, so science, technology, engineering, math, not only for children but for adults, with 2,300 people attending. We had some updates to our library, I don't know, the physical library. We had carpet and vinyl plank flooring installation throughout the library, which is lovely. We had additional electrical outlets installed, some with USB ports. Our teen lounge was planned, established, painted, and furnished, and the kids are really enjoying it. So we have some upcoming classes and programs. We have story time every day at 9:30 and 10:30, and if you're here at that time, you'll know that parking is really difficult. But it's good. It's a good thing. It means a lot of people are here. But on Mondays, we have sensory story time. So that is for children of all ages, but with particular attention paid to those who have sensory issues or are on the autism spectrum. So it's quieter. We limit the number of people. We have toddlers Tuesdays on Tuesdays. That's for ages 2 and 3. Wednesdays is Mother Goose on the Loose. That's for birth through age 3. Thursdays is Baby Jam, birth through age 2. And Fridays is Preschool Power story time for ages 3 to 5. Program we started actually last summer, and it's really caught on, is New Movie Release Tuesdays. That's where we show the new blockbuster DVD release of the week, and we do that at 10 a.m. in the Fireplace Room. So coming up on the 10th, we have Bombshell. On the 17th, we have the movie Richard Jewell. And then on the 24th, we have 1917, the action movie about World War I. And for those who want something a little more highbrow, we have Ed Bonner poetry reading on Wednesday, March 17th at 7 p.m. He is a Bethel graduate from quite some time ago, and his latest collection examines themes of romance, spirituality, and nature. One fundraiser to tell you about, which is a really fun one. The Yinzers Happy Hour for BP Library. This will be our 3rd year doing this. Friday, April 24th from 6 to 8 p.m., excuse me. We'll be serving foods to celebrate our ethnic blue-collar heritage in Pittsburgh. We always have stuffed cabbage and pierogies, Isley's chipped ham sandwiches, barbecue chipped ham sandwiches, usually kibasi and sauerkraut, and others as well. Soft drinks, wine and beer, and of course a cookie table. What Pittsburgh-themed event would be complete without a cookie table? They're all included with your ticket, which is $25 and can be purchased at the library or at EV True Value Hardware. And just one more item. The library has created a resource page from our webpage on the coronavirus. All that's there really is links to the CDC, the Pennsylvania Health Department, the Allegheny County Health Department, and we'll update that. And if you weren't planning to, you should go Thursday to the Live Well session. I'm sure are you involved in that, Dr. Campbell? I will be there, where you can have questions answered too. So that is all I have. So have a good evening.
Thank you very much. Can we turn to the police chief's report in Chief O'Connor?
Yes, thank you. Our mayor, council, Yinzer Happy Hour. When is it? I've been to a few of them over the years. I have.
Any on St. Patrick's Day?
Strike the O'Brien comments from the record, please.
These are, they got a name to them. I think they're noise sticks. As you can see, they make noise. Well, we will be giving these out to the first 200 people who come Friday to the high school gym. Gates open at 6 p.m. And for our annual basketball game. First, we're going to play the Teachers, and then we're going to play the Pittsburgh Steelers. So I think this is our year where we are going to just crush the Steelers. So if you want to come and see and get these noise sticks, what are they? Thunder sticks. That's what they are. We're first 200 people coming through the doors will get these. So that means we bought 400 of them. I failed math. So that's, but we do have. We're going to have the Historical Society in the lobby selling food and drinks, and it's be a good time. There'll be autographs with the Steelers, and kids can get down on the court at halftime, and a good time will be had by all, and I may even have to go to the hoop. Any questions?
I just for the record, Mr. O'Brien does not get those.
I already have a set. Not with the dough.
His are green. His are green.
Thank you very much, Chief. Can we turn to the fire chief's report?
Do have a set.
Thank you. Good evening. My name is Rob Usselman, Assistant Chief with the Bethel Park Volunteer Fire Company. Before I get to our incident survey for the month of February, I just a few things. Obviously, everybody here changed their clocks ahead because we're all on time, so I appreciate that. But along with that, we'd like to recommend that everybody changes batteries in their smoke detectors and CO detectors. Also, you should test your smoke detectors and CO detectors monthly. Manufacturers recommend the smoke detectors and CO detectors normally between 5 to 7 years. You should replace them completely. So as you're changing your batteries, normally there's a sticker on the back that says when it was manufactured. So just check it then. We want to make sure everybody's safe, so that's one key thing. Another thing is, as we had 2 beautiful days, finally, people start to get out and start to do open burning. So we recommend that you go to the county. Well, the county has an open burn policy, which you can find on our website, bethelparkvfc.com. So please go there and make sure you're in compliance with the rules of Allegheny County and the Bethel Park municipality. So for the month of February, we had a total of 33 incidents, 1 fire, 1 chimney fire, 1 gas leak, 2 odor investigations, 2 people stuck in elevators, 1 vehicle accident, 1 good intent call, 5 we were canceled en route to the scene, 3 CO calls, and 16 fire alarms. So glad to report again, nothing major this month, knock on wood, and please be safe out there. That's all I have.
Thank you very much. Any questions? Hearing none, can we turn to the mayor's report and Mayor Allen? And while he's coming up, I would like to welcome Tom Dewar, our county council representative. Welcome this evening.
Welcome. I just wanted to mention what Christine mentioned, and that's about the coronavirus discussion this Thursday evening at the community center from 6 to 8. It's basically, from what I understand, questions and answers, so maybe put some people a little bit at ease. I just have a few items tonight. The first one is this Thursday, March 11th, there'll be a meeting for the Allegheny Land Trust, and that'll be up at Cool Springs from 6 to 8 in their banquet hall. That's to go over any questions that you may have about the new 40-acre park on Valley Drive. There'll be tables there, there'll be volunteer opportunities to get that project going. So that'll be this Thursday. Wednesday. Yeah, the coronavirus is Thursday. The Allegheny Trust is Wednesday. So 6 to 8 at the Cool Springs. Also, Friday, or not this Friday, March 27th, at the Recreation Department is having a Disney Trivia Night at the Community Center. So this is great for all you Disney buffs that are out there. The doors open at 6:30. The program begins at 7 o'clock. You can wear outfits, you can come as Minnie Mouse, you can come as whatever. There'll be prizes in different categories. There's a slight registration fee, and I believe it's $25 for 4 or less people and $35 if you have a team of more than 4. It's not too early after today anyhow, to start thinking about the spring cleanup. It'll be April 18th of this year. And if you like to volunteer as a group, and we've had some discussion on this, people calling in, please contact Janet Davin at 412-831-6800, extension 211. And the groups are already starting to sign up like I mentioned. And next to the last thing I have is I wanted to take a couple minutes to talk about our military banners. This is our 8th year of displaying the military banners on the poles, saluting our local veterans. Well, over the years, the weather has taken a toll on many of them. So there's about, right now, 65 banners that are in such bad shape that they might not be able to be put up this year. Haya Easton has a list of all the banners that may not be able to be used again. She sent emails out to as many people as she could reach to. So if you received an email, please get back to her at 412-831-6800, and she's at extension 0. So there's a small cost for the replacement banner. However, the banner that you have up there now will be identical, so it's only the cost of printing it. Everything's in the computer. We know all 500 banners, who they are. Now we have to reach out, and the program has been so successful. When we started it, we never even thought about it, replacing them, but now we're to that point. And also, if you want a new banner or to replace the banner, March 30th is the deadline this year to make sure that they go up in the middle of May. And finally, which is always the fun part, I'd like to call up Brittany Hollick. Brittany's the president of the Community Foundation for a check presentation, and Council Magno. It's always nice when you come.
This is the fun part. So yes, hi everyone. If you don't know who I am, my name is Brittany Hollick. I'm the local State Farm agent here in Bethel Park, and I'm also president of the Bethel Park Community Foundation. With me tonight, I have Erin Musiano. She's a realtor here in the area of Bethel Park, and she's on the trustee board as well. Today, we're presenting a $15,000 check to the municipality of Bethel Park for the quiet area that's going to be located outside of the community center.
Okay, thank you very much. And that area will be over at the community center. It's that little yard that's in there. They'll have a couple ponds. There'll be a trellis if someone wants to get married there or whatever. So it's a nice little area that you just walk past now and look at, but it's going to be real nice. And we do appreciate anything that you do for us. And you do a lot. So thank you. Are you leaving with our check?
I already sent it to you last week.
And that's my report. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mayor Allen. At this time, we turn to the approval of the minutes, and Mr. Hannon.
The first one is the public hearing of February 10th. I move that we approve the minutes of the public hearing on Monday, February 10th, 2020.
There's a motion and a second to approve the minutes from the public hearing of Monday, February 10th, 2020. Any discussion of this item? Mr. Christian, would you please call the roll?
Campbell.
Yes.
Sensi.
Yes.
Council Magno.
Yes.
Gibbons.
Yes.
Hannon.
Yes.
Harrison.
Yes.
McLean.
Yes.
Maury.
Yes.
O'Brien.
Yes.
Motion passes 9-0. Mr. Hannon.
Next is the regular council meeting minutes of February 10th, 2020. I move that we approve the minutes from the regular council meeting on Monday, February 10th, 2020.
There's a motion and a second that we approve the minutes of from the regular council meeting of Monday, February 10th, 2020. Any discussion of this item? Mr. Christian, would you please call the roll?
Campbell.
Yes.
Sensi.
Yes.
Council Magno.
Yes.
Gibbons.
Yes.
Hannon.
Yes.
Harrison.
Yes.
McLean.
Yes.
Maury.
Yes.
O'Brien.
Yes.
Motion passes 9-0. At this time, I would like to turn to the approval of the bills and payrolls. And Mr. Hannon.
I move that we approve the bills and payrolls for municipality per bill list number 030920 for $1,282,101.14.
There's a motion and a second that we approve the bills and payrolls for the municipality per bill list number 030920 in the amount of $1,282,101.14. Any discussion of this item? Mr. Christian, would you please call the roll?
Campbell.
Yes.
Sensi.
Yes.
Council Magno.
Yes.
Gibbons.
Yes.
Hannon.
Yes.
Harrison.
Yes.
McLean.
Yes.
Maury.
Yes.
O'Brien.
Yes.
Motion passes 9-0. At this time, I'd like to turn to the resident comment section for non-agenda items. Hearing none, can we turn to general policy and finance? And Mr. McLean, we have no residents signed up to speak.
Thank you, Mr. President. Under General Policy and Finance, first agenda item is Ordinance 3-9-20, Parameters Ordinance. I move that we approve Ordinance Number 3-9-20, authorizing the municipality to incur lease rental debt in an amount not to exceed $40 million by entering into a 9th supplemental agreement of lease and a 6th supplemental guarantee agreement for the guaranteed sewer revenue, federally taxable, refunding Series A of 2020 to be issued by the Bethel Park Municipal Authority for the purpose of advance refunding the outstanding amount of the guaranteed sewer revenue bonds, refunding Series of 2013, and for capital improvements representing the capitalized amount of savings realized by the refunding program.
Second.
There is a motion and a second that we approve ordinance number 3-9-20, authorizing a municipality to incur lease rental debt in the amount not to exceed $40 million by entering into a 9th supplemental agreement of lease and a 6th supplemental guarantee agreement for the guaranteed sewer revenue, federally taxable, refunding Series A of 2020 to be issued by the Bethel Park Municipal Authority for the purpose of advanced refunding the outstanding amount of the guaranteed sewer revenue bonds, refunding Series of 2013, and for capital improvements representing the capitalized amount of the savings realized by the refunding program. In theory, we did this, if you may recall, Mr. McLean announced an early Christmas present in December. We issued bonds back in 2013. With the markets the way they are, we're looking to potentially refinance them. They will be taxable bonds, which really means nothing to us. The municipal authority will be the one that will actually be doing it, but we guarantee the bonds. So we're not incurring new debt. We're just going to take some revenue out of there, and we've established a level. We could get a couple $100,000, which in turn would have to be used for capital improvements at the plant. So it's not reincurring any new debt. It's just refinancing and taking some additional equity out. And Wayne Gerhold is here, and I think I got that right. He's shaking his head yes.
I'm lying yes. Unless you have questions, I have nothing more to add.
Okay, are there any additional questions from council? Hearing none, Mr. Christian, would you please call the roll?
Campbell.
Yes.
Sensi.
Yes.
Council Magno.
Yes.
Gibbons.
Yes.
Hannon.
Yes.
Harrison.
Yes.
McLean.
Yes.
Maury.
Yes.
O'Brien.
Yes.
Motion passes 9-0. This will be something that'll be handled by the municipal authority. If the markets are favorable, we've set a minimum amount over the next few months. We may execute this refunding, and we'll keep the public apprised of what the total net amount is. Mr. McLean.
Thank you, Mr. President. Next item is information technology purchase requests. I move that we purchase the Community Center presentation laptop and website upgrade refresh for a total amount of $9,117.37 per the IT and Communications Administrator's Memorandum dated March 5, 2020.
Second.
There's a motion and a second that we purchase a community center presentation laptop and website upgrade refresh and for the total amount of $9,117.37 per the IT and Communication Administrator's Memorandum dated March 5th, 2020. This will be an update of our website, and we'll keep everybody apprised. It's going to take a few months, but we'll keep everybody apprised. There's a lot of new capabilities. I'd like to thank Mr. Christian and staff for all the work to get us to this point. Any other discussion? Mr. Christian, would you please call the roll?
Campbell.
Yes.
Sensi.
Yes.
Council Magno.
Yes.
Gibbons.
Yes.
Hannon.
Yes.
Harrison.
Yes.
McLean.
Yes.
Maury.
Yes.
O'Brien.
Yes.
Motion passes 9-0. Mr. McLean.
Next agenda item is approval of retirement, John Simsek. I move that we approve the drop pension retirement election of Police Officer John Simsek with an effective date of July 1st, 2020, in accordance with Ordinance 08-10-09.
There's a motion and a second that we approve the drop pension retirement election of Police Officer John Simsek with an effective date of July 1st, 2020, in accordance with Ordinance 8-10-09. Any discussion of this item? Mr. Christian, would you please call the roll?
Campbell.
Yes.
Sensi.
Yes.
Council Magno.
Yes.
Gibbons.
Yes.
Hannon.
Yes.
Harrison.
Yes.
McLean.
Yes.
Maury.
Yes.
O'Brien.
Yes.
Motion passes 9-0. Mr. McLean.
Next agenda item is approval of retirement, James Lins. I move that we approve the drop pension retirement election of Police Officer James Lins with an effective date of July 1, 2020, in accordance with Ordinance 08-10-09.
Second.
There's a motion and a second that we approve the drop pension retirement election of Police Officer James Lins with an effective date of July 1st, 2020, in accordance with Ordinance number 08-10-09. Any discussion of this item? Mr. Christian, would you please call the roll?
Campbell.
Yes.
Sensi.
Yes.
Council Magno.
Yes.
Gibbons.
Yes.
Hannon.
Yes.
Harrison.
Yes.
McLean.
Yes.
Maury.
Yes.
O'Brien.
Yes.
Motion passes 9-0. Mr. McLean.
As previously announced, items E, F, G, and H under General Policy and Finance have been removed from the agenda. We're to item I, appointment Parks, Recreation, and Leisure Services Board. I move that we appoint Joel Salerno to the Parks, Recreation, and Leisure Services Board for a term to expire December 31, 2022.
Second.
There's a motion and a second that we appoint Joel Salerno to the Parks, Recreation, and Leisure Services Board for a term to expire December 31st, 2022. Any discussion of this item? Mr. Christian, would you please call the roll?
Campbell.
Yes.
Sensi.
Yes.
Council Magno.
Yes.
Gibbons.
Yes.
Hannon.
Yes.
Harrison.
Yes.
McLean.
Yes.
Maury.
Yes.
O'Brien.
Yes.
Motion passes 9-0. Mr. McLean.
There are no additional agenda items under General Policy and Finance.
Are there any additional items? Hearing none, can we turn to Health, Safety, and Welfare and Mr. O'Brien?
Thank you, Mr. Maury. There are no items under health, safety, and welfare this evening. However, I have a few.
Mr. O'Brien.
There's been some conversation in Pittsburgh and across the country about Airbnbs in short-term rentals. In the news this week, Brentwood Borough has taken some action and doing some work to actually put rules in place. I just want to let people know, since late October, this council has also had discussions and are doing research and getting some professionals and looking at how this affects our town and our zoning classifications. We haven't had no incidents yet, or any that we know of that actually exist. However, we're being proactive. And it's now gone to the Planning and Zoning Commission, and I just want to let you know, council is working hard to make sure that your homes are protected. Also, too, the deadline for engraving at the Veterans Memorial is April 1st. And this month is March, which would be the month for St. Patrick's Day. So the Irish flags are presented in the memorial, so stop by and see them. They're really nice. So thank you, Mr. Murray. That's all I have.
Thank you, Mr. O'Brien. Are there any additional items?
Mr. Mowry, so many questions, and there's so much confusion about the coronavirus. It is mind-boggling. I get whiplash watching the news and trying to keep up with what's transpired with it. It's kind of hard to tease out fact from fiction. As part of our Live Well Bethel Park program on Thursday, we've heard our library director and our mayor mention this. We're going to have a rather informative program specifically dedicated to the coronavirus to kind of tease out. It's going to be a question and answer session, but more of an educational session than anything else. I just recently returned from a deployment with my disaster medical assistant team. I had the good fortune of being able to serve in Travis Air Force Base for the last 3 weeks and just got recently back. With that experience, I would like to share that with our citizens. Council would like to share this with our citizens. The municipality would like to share this information with our citizens of what really is, what's there to fear. And I'm surprised to say that if I were to ask you how many of you have had coronavirus, every single one of you would have to raise your hand. It's 20%. 20% of our colds that we get every year. This one is just a little bit different. But if we're armed with knowledge, with education, it gives us incredible power in which to broach this. So we're going to talk a little bit about the signs and symptoms of coronavirus. We'll talk about incubation time. We're going to talk a little bit about what you can do to protect yourself and to protect your family. We're going to talk about quarantine and isolation, but we're going to dispel a lot of myths and a lot of just misinformation that's out there. And yes, we're going to talk about treatment and mitigation, things that you can do to really protect yourself. So, you know, if you're idle on Thursday night, if you're interested, if you want to tell a friend and share this, it's very important. We'd like to have you see you at the community center from 7 to 9 p.m.
Thank you, Dr. Campbell. If there's nothing else, we can turn to planning and zoning and Ms. Gibbons.
There are no items under planning and zoning.
Thank you, Ms. Gibbons. Are there any additional items? Hearing none, can we turn to Public Works and Maintenance and Mr. Consul Magno?
Mr. Mowry, we just had one item, steeplechase landslide repair contract ratification. The motion, I move that we award the contract for the steeplechase emergency repair to A. Marani Contracting for $732,000 per the Director of Engineering memorandum dated February 24th, 2020.
Second.
There's a motion and a second that we award the contract for the steeplechase emergency repair to A. Marani Contracting for $732,000 per the Director of Engineering's memorandum dated February 24th, 2020. Any discussion of this item? Mr. Christian, would you please call the roll?
Campbell.
Yes.
Sensi.
Yes.
Council Magno.
Yes.
Gibbons.
Yes.
Hannan.
Yes.
Harrison.
Yes.
McLean.
Yes.
Mowry.
Yes.
O'Brien.
Yes.
Motion passes 9-0. Mr. Consul Magno.
That is all.
Are there any additional items? Hearing none, is there a
Move we
motion to
adjourn.
adjourn? Second, all in favor? Aye. Meeting adjourning. Good night, everyone.